I've been dreading wanting to make this video. Some people have asked me about it and my opinion, and people already know my opinion about it, but I guess I'll have to share it again. No one, not Kyle Busch fans are not gonna like it because this is about him, and I don't give a shit about him. But here it goes. Um, First off, I want to talk about people posting on social media about Kyle Busch. If you have to post like a little disclaimer saying no bashing, please for a Kyle Busch post on a Hendrick Motorsports fan page, then you're just inviting people just to bash him. So in any case, don't post about him on a Hendrick Motorsports page, or any case if you're just gonna go no bashing, please. You're opening it up for people to say something, especially for a guy like Kyle Busch that not a lot of people like. And I would be a million for every time someone said, "You gotta respect him and this and that, and you can't deny his talent and whatnot." I'm like, no. Anyway, this is about the 200 wins thing. It's got way out of control. Overrated, the most overrated story I've ever heard in my entire life. Going into the season, it was obnoxious. They went overboard as as soon as he got like to 198 or 190. I'm like, who gives a flying F? No one cares except Bush fans. Anytime he wins in like the lower series, it's like they think he's God. It's like, I'm sorry, but Petty said it best, and people are bitching at Petty for speaking the truth. Bush went down to like the 1A and 2A of the sport for those wins. He wouldn't even be remotely close if he just stayed in Cup and not bothered with Xfinity or trucks. But he can't get rid of him in trucks because he owns a team. But he can get the hell out of Xfinity because he doesn't need to be there. Like Petty says himself, like there's like the competition in trucks and Xfinity compared to him is just not even remotely close. Like he's more experienced than all these drivers on the in the track, and has an unfair advantage because he has the money to spend on his Cup team being in the lower series with him, so he can get like that extra boost. And I'm like, how is that even fair or allowed? To be honest, like if you're a Cup driver coming in down to the series, I say go with a pit crew or whatever that is like working to be at that Cup level, not already there and coming down to have that advantage for a race. I get you want to, like, the goal is to win, but it doesn't make sense to where he's the only one who can have his Cup crew guys the best in the business in a truck series and Xfinity series, but everyone else has to stick with like the mediocre ones. I'm not saying like all like any pit group guys are mediocre, but not everyone can afford like top notch crew members out there. Like it doesn't make any sense. And I want to get back to the 200 wins. No one gives a flying F. No one does. The media, the sport, and his fans are the only one who cares. Clearly the only one who cares. I don't. And they're calling themselves the new king. I'm like, you can't be the new king when the old king is still around. The current king, and forever be the king of the sport, is Richard Petty. You can't dethrone him and say you're the king just because you've got 200 wins in 3 different series of a sport. People are like, oh, it's impressive, it's historic. Some girl on Facebook, she is delusional and doesn't know what the hell she's talking about half the time. She wants to be right about everything. And insulting females, like Hooters and stuff like that, is not okay. So I'm calling you out. But going back to Kyle Busch, she says, like, oh, it's so historic and this and that. I'm like, how is that historic? It's just another freaking stat. in his, like, just a little notch in his belt that boosts his ego. So, and he's in this freaking truck race, which doesn't make any freaking sense. And I hope someone wrecks him because I don't like him. Plus, he only won here once in the truck series, so that makes me feel even better. And people are gonna beat up on him, knowing that. So, everyone was like comparing the 200 wins to Richard Petty and this and that. Richard Petty, yes, came from a way different era than what Kyle Busch is driving in right now, but he only did it in one series. One. Like, one. He didn't have to drop down a level just to boost his ego and for sponsorship just to get extra seat time. He wanted to be the best in one series. You didn't see Jimmy Johnson dropping down a level to boost his ego. He may have like any champion has a slight ego, but he is the most humble champion in the field. And some stupid announcers like maybe Jimmy should drop down to Xfinity to get some more seat time to. I'm like, no. Just because he's having a rough go at the season right now doesn't mean he has to drop down a level to. It's just obnoxious. And now here we go. It's back to Busch. Someone just beat up on him. I'm watching the truck race. There's a battle for the lead with Busch and Friesen. Come on, Friesen. Yeah, beat up on him. Get him. Get him. Anyway, they're trying to make him out like he's the best ever. He's the GOAT. He's the best in the world when it comes to racing. I'm like, no, maybe best in the one of the best in the cups, like in like NASCAR, but he has the personality of a brick wall. And well, as my dad say, a wet sponge. So, anyway, people are like, you need to respect his talent. That's not, you're discrediting him. I'm like, no one's discrediting his talent whatsoever. Oh God, here we go. He's now in the lead. Oh, just take him out. God damn, don't make him. And this is going to turn into the Kyle Busch show. Anyway, they're saying, like, I need to respect him. I don't have to respect shit about him. He's a shitty person with his personality. I'm not saying he's not a bad driver. He's one hell of a driver. I respect the hell out of his talent, just not him. If you can't respect the people on track or his crew members, then I don't respect him. So it's like, what's the point? Stop praising him like he's God, because he's not. Just the 200 win shit is just annoying as hell. It's so overplayed and overrated. It doesn't mean anything. They like post about like constantly NBC, especially, is just up his ass about like he's the best ever. And Jeff Gordon's like, he's gonna be best all time. I'm like, he's not gonna be all time best. I'm sorry to say. He may get like 70 something wins at most, like by the end of his career. But I'm just not seeing him get past like 80. And just because you have one championship doesn't make you the best of all time. And winning 200 races in 3 series doesn't make you the best of all time. So, I'll leave it at that. I don't have to respect shit about him. He's an incredible driver, just not my cup of tea. So that's how I feel about it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm done talking about it. If you don't like it, I don't care. That's my opinion. I don't like him. I don't have to like him. So stop shoving him down my throat. Bye.